Happy Saturday and good evening, everyone. Today's session is going to be about you. All of us are women here. So women's wellness and how to take care of ourselves, especially on a daily basis, things that we should do to prevent health issues and stress issues, sleep disorders, premature aches and discomforts, hormonal imbalances that many women face these days as a result of taking on too much, things that are going on, external environment, internal environment, going from a burnout. I feel that many women in the past, especially since the pandemic began, are going through a burnout in different degrees, and they have reached out to me as well. So today's session is going to be the basic of how you should take care of yourself regardless of what the situation is outside. Yeah, as an introduction, I'm Kavita. I'm a pharmacist by profession for the past 19 years now, and a doTERRA essential oil user for the past 8 years. So hi Naren, nice to see you here today. So in today's session, I'm going to start sharing my screen lah, okay? All right. So today's session is going to be all about us, women, from burnout to balance. Don't we all want this? Don't we all want that balance instead of being in a burnout position? If you agree with me, please type a Y in the chat. So I know all of you here want this for yourselves. You want to have that balance, not being in the burnout, right? Right. So yes, Miss Lee, definitely. We all want to be balanced. When we are balanced, we respond better. As women and as mothers, especially, many of you here are mothers, you know that the responsibility is something like this. We are all super moms. Unfortunately, something gives way at certain times. And this is when we have to be very careful not to take on too much, to be able to delegate, to ask for help when it is required. Because as women, we always try to be the super mom. Am I right? Yeah, doing everything from childcare to work to household, everything lah, kau team. So the moment you are out and down, the whole household cannot function. Am I right? Most of the time, when your husband or your spouse is unwell, household still jalan. But the moment you as a mother not well, everything koyak, kan? So this is what happens when we don't take care of ourselves. Yes, Susie, yes. This is what we face as well. Huh? So today I'm going to share with you how you can avoid that, and it should be avoided. Please do not wait for a burnout, because that is eventually going to happen when we don't take care of ourselves. We don't want that. When we go through a burnout, it's not just feeling tired, it's extreme fatigue, inability to even get out of bed, feeling extreme sadness, even depression, anxiety. It spirals down. You fall into a deep hole, and to get out of it will take time. So to prevent that from happening, these are simple things that we can do every day to touch base with taking care of ourselves. Okay, number one, if you look at the base of the pyramid, you'll realize that eating right is the first thing to do. Feed yourself well, feed yourself with nutrition. Don't always end up eating the leftovers from your children's plate. Okay, please feed yourself well. I know a lot of ladies, we are so used to finishing whatever that the child cannot finish, and that's it, that's your meal. Okay, or taking on more than you require because you don't want to waste it. Please remember that your food is your fuel, and the food is your medicine as well, right? Going back to, hold on. Okay, the second part is exercise. Exercising is a must because it supports healthy weight management, it supports your focus, it supports your immune system, it supports your emotions. Everything goes hand in hand when we exercise well. How many of you exercise here regularly? Please put a Y in the chat. How many of you exercise consistently? Even if not every day, 3 times a week, consistent exercise. Ah, Susie, well done. Consistent exercise, if you do it every day is even better. A little bit every day will give you compounded effect. That's how it works with exercise. Not you exercise once a week, 1 hour, and I'm done for the week. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Please fill in some time, carve out some time to do something that you love. It could be yoga, it could be dance, it could be Zumba, it could be whatever to keep yourself moving. It's worth it. I tell you, it's worth it, right? Number 3 is rest and managing stress. This is when we kantoi lah. Rest and managing stress, a lot of women pitfall here. Number 1, we do not allow ourselves to rest. Even though we are tired, we keep pushing on. The other thing is stress. Stress is inevitable, but we can manage it. Because if you don't manage stress, stress is a silent killer. Huh? So a lot of things happens when we don't manage stress. I'm going to share how we can do that effectively. The top one, reducing toxic load. Again, this one is, I would consider as slow poison, because the air that we breathe in our home, the products that you use for yourself, for cleaning, keeping your environment clean, smelling good, and all that contains quite a bit of chemicals. And this one, as you slowly clean these chemicals out, you find that you are in a better state of health, because there are lots of carcinogens, cancer-causing agents, xenoestrogens, we call them. They mimic the estrogen in your body, therefore causing a hormone imbalance. All these things come through the products that we use. As women, of course, we use more products on ourselves. The cleaning products that you use at home. If you are fond of using artificial fragrances in the toilet, in the kitchen, because of course we all want a house that smells good. You may be using perfumes that are chemically based, all these going into your system and can cause an imbalance as well. Informed self-care and medical care, healthcare, I would highly recommend. If you're above 30, please get a full medical check every year, because things can go out of control very fast when you don't have a good baseline to refer to. So when you have a schedule, a yearly schedule of getting this done, if anything goes out of norm, you know where to catch it, and you can catch it fast and get things done fast. I always believe that proactive healthcare and informed self-care is very important, especially for women, right? Now let's look at the body burden, things that we knowingly or unknowingly expose ourselves to, and of course to all the family members at home lah, kan, kita yang jaga rumah kan. So looking at inhalation, what you inhale, the kind of candles you're burning, fragrances in your home, skincare products you're using on your skin, 70% goes into your body, affecting your hormones, affecting a lot of other things that it can do in the long run. So after this session, probably you'd want to look into your skincare, look at the ingredients. If they seem a bit off, if a lot of words you cannot pronounce, maybe you can Google the ingredient up, see whether it is something safe and you should be applying it on yourself. When we look at stress hormones, stress is something that how you respond to whatever that's happening from the time that you wake up in the morning. 100 things in your mind to do list as mothers kan is so common. The moment you wake up, you already start to think what you're supposed to do today for the family. And a lot of times you leave yourself out. Sometimes not even enough time for 10 minutes to just sit down and have some quiet time. Now this has to change if you want to manage your stress levels well, effectively, right? So this is a question I want to ask you. What kind of life do you want to have as a woman? Would you like to have increase in energy and focus without having to keep drinking sugary drinks and caffeine to keep you up and about at 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m.? A robust immune system, because when you are unwell, the whole house tak jalan kan? You need to keep yourself well. And worst thing, when you're unwell and you infect your family, that's the worst thing that could happen. We don't want that. We never want that to happen. So you need to have a good, robust immune system. We want to age gracefully, definitely. We want to be emotionally balanced. We want to have that deep, restful sleep. This is an interesting part of women's wellness. Restful sleep and stress. These two components many women do not invest enough in this too, and it can cause a lot of issues in the long run. We will talk about that a bit more in a while. Reduce risk of chronic illness from not managing stress and the inability to enjoy that deep, restful sleep. Free of chronic aches and pains. Now, how many of you want all this for yourself? Please type Y in the chat if you do. If you don't want all this, then you're in the wrong session today. Kan? Everybody here want this, kan? Kalau tak nak tu, memanglah. Right, we all want that. So going into essential oils, because today's session is how you can shift yourself from a burnout to balance using essential oils. Now, for me, I've been using essential oils for 8 years. And for some of you who don't know my story, I did not start using it for myself. I started using and exploring essential oils because I have a younger boy. My youngest son is, now he's 14. He was diagnosed with leukemia at 16 months as a baby. And after going through 2.5 years of active and maintenance chemotherapy, I started looking into rebuilding his immune system, his clear breathing, his sensitive skin. So many issues cropped up. And being a pharmacist, frankly, I was very skeptical about essential oils because we, science people, we don't do oils, okay? We do medication, we do supplements, we just don't do oils, right? But looking into the science of essential oil, there is science behind essential oil. And this is what intrigued me. I started reading, I started researching, and I said, this has to be the last piece that I'm looking for to heal my son. And this is how I started. And it has been a great blessing for me because we have been able to eliminate unnecessary medication. He has a much stronger immune system, stronger than some of my family members right now. We were able to give away his nebulizer, which we kept when he was a baby and growing up, because a single cough or flu would cause a major congestion in his lungs. And he being on chemotherapy, we were not able to just take him out anywhere. All right. So we had to buy a nebulizer at home and nebulize him at home. So when I started using the oils in a very proactive manner, I found that his body started to respond much better, started to heal. You need to believe the fact that your body can heal. You only need to be able to support it well, feed it well, nourish it well. A very easy example is when you cut your finger. I'm sure as mothers, you have cut your finger, a deep cut. Right? It has happened before. And you notice that after several days or several weeks, it totally closes up. Your body heals itself. If you took care of that cut by cleaning it, by doing a dressing, by using an ointment, you find that the healing is faster. If you decide, I don't want to do anything, the healing still happens, but very late. And of course, if you have other issues like sugar in your blood, you may end up with a very bad infection. But like it or not, if you help your body, it will heal. And this is what I truly believe. And I have seen it in so many people's lives. And this is why I tell people that this is possible if you want to work for it. Okay? So essential oils are basically plant essences. They are made by plants, but only 10%, if I remember, of the plants in the world actually put in the work to make essential oils, because it takes a lot of effort, a lot of energy, and they are basically making this essential oil for themselves, to protect themselves, to ward off predators, to even communicate with other plants. So you see, these are precious, precious essences that can do wonders. And from the beginning of time, humans have always turned to plant as medicine. Before all the pharmaceuticals came in, all the doctors came in, we always use plants. And even in modern medicine, we know that many of the drugs these days, the actual extract came from a plant and further on synthesized once the chemical constituents were identified. So looking into going into essential oils, when I started 8 years ago, this was my concern, because to me, when you talk about an essential oil, the image that pops up in my brain is a candle and a burner and a spa. That's That's the image that comes up to me. And for me, I cannot link the fact that an essential oil can help my son's issues. Okay, because for me, an essential oil will be something you use to make your room smell good, feel calm, and that's it. Right. So then I went on to learn that there are 4 different grades of essential oil. Just like if you buy ikan bilis, you know, ikan bilis got a lot of grade. Durian also got many grades, right? So the same thing with essential oil is there are 4 grades. The major ones you find in your personal care products, the cheapest form is synthetic. They are not essential oils. They are chemical constituents that are made in a lab to smell like lavender, to smell like peppermint, but they are not the exact chemical constituent that is coming from a plant. It's man-made, it's cheap. Therefore, when you look at your lavender body wash, if you have one, or peppermint or lemon body wash, or tea tree body wash, hand wash, look at the ingredient, you will see the first ingredient will be perfume, fragrance. It will not say essential oil, okay? Especially if you're buying the cheaper ones. And then you have the list of chemicals that are made to use them, right? If you're looking at a product that is using essential oil, it will say essential oil and it will state even the species used. Lavender will be lavender angustifolia, right? So then you know it is actually an essential oil. But then again, what grade is it? So the second grade is food grade, where we eat our baked goods and so on, have this food grade essential oil. The third one is therapeutic. Therapeutic means when you use them, you are going to derive a benefit, whether physical, mental, or emotional benefit for us as a human. The fourth one is where doTERRA comes in, because they found that in the industry of the essential oil, the market of essential oils, there is no governing body to check on purity. Everybody says they are pure. You go and see at the market, supermarket, or retail stores, you will see pure essential oil. And you see so many different prices. You can see lavender at 20 ringgit, lavender at 50 ringgit, and then you see doTERRA lavender, wow, 100 over ringgit. So what's the difference? Now I'm going to share with you the difference that you should pay attention to when you're going to invite essential oils into your home. There are many people who tell me, you know, I just want to use the oil to have a good fragrance. Well, if you're going to use it for a good fragrance and you're not bothered about the quality, you are actually inhaling all these things, and these are synthetics. They are adding on to the body burden for you and your family members as well. It's like you sitting next to a smoker. Would you like to sit next to a smoker every day, be a passive smoker? Well, this is what you are exposing yourself to when you buy just any essential oil, because I just want to use it in my room. I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to apply it on my skin. I'm just going to use it to fragrance my room. This is the danger, actually. When you're inviting essential oils into your home, please look into these few things that it's really important to know. The quality, the plant quality, what are the production practices, what are the tests being done? Because everybody says they are pure, ma. How do you know it's pure or not? Are there tests to show you? Is the test available for public to view? Are they transparent with their testing? And of course, storage and handling. Usually all essential oil bottles, they come in glass amber bottle because we want to protect them from UV rays, heat, and so on. Okay. Now, looking at doTERRA's sourcing, where the plants come from, where the oils come from, you will notice that they come from all over the world. It takes a lot of investigation, a lot of research to go all over the world to find the best oils, the plants where they are growing naturally, where God put them. You notice lavender, doTERRA lavender come from France. They found that when they went and researched and took samples back, they found that the lavender in France had the highest linalool content compared to the other lavenders in different parts of the world. Similarly, we have lavender in Cameron Highlands as well, right? So the linalool content makes the difference. And doTERRA lavender, frankly, has been awarded a pharmaceutical grade just 4 or 5 months ago by a pharmaceutical journal, because they found the consistency of the essential oil in its chemical constituent and active ingredient to be consistent for the past 5 to 6 years, right? That's how we know that The product consistency is always there. And this is why when we use doTERRA oils, we use 1 or 2 drops only. We don't use 10 to 15 drops when we want to diffuse or apply on ourselves. They are absolutely potent and they are pure. When it comes to purity, I mentioned that we need to check on testing, right? So these are the tests that are being done. And frankly, there are 40 over tests done per batch of essential oil before it goes out into the market. But the one that I would like to draw your attention to is the GCMS test, right? So this is a website, www.sourcegeo.com. If you find that you want to check the purity of the bottle of essential oil you're using, doTERRA oils, you can go to this website, right? At the base of your bottle, you will see a 7-digit batch number, the single essential oils. And all you have to do is key in there. And this is a sample of the report. Okay, this is the analysis that will show you what is it that's inside. Is it adulterated? Is there some diluent inside? Something that could smell like lavender, but not lavender, because lavender is made from different constituents. If I'm not mistaken, linalool and linoleic acetate. There are a couple of constituents there. But for you and me, we just want to know, is it pure or not? Is there a test to show it? This is the test and this is the result. The results are done third-party testing by APRC. This APRC is like a serum, you know, serum where it's an independent lab where you can send all your essential oils only samples to be tested. All right, so it is third-party tested and it is an independent lab that does the test to confirm that the oils are absolutely pure, and you are able to view the test results at home, at the comfort of the home. Right? So whenever you start using essential oils, please make sure the company that you are buying the oils from are able to supply this test to you. If not, then it's best you do not buy because you don't really know what's inside except for taking their word for it. Coming into using essential oils, okay, there are 3 ways and it's very easy once you start using them: aromatic, topical, and internal. Aromatic means to inhale. We all need to breathe. And so when we want to use essential oils, the easiest way I would say is to inhale, open the bottle, put under your nose and inhale, number 1. Number 2, you can use your palms because at times when you feel you need a quick pick-me-up, you want to settle some anxious feelings or you need some focus, 1 drop on your palm, rub your palms together, inhale and exhale for 1 minute. The chemical constituents go directly into your brain. And this is where they go to work very fast because at your nose gun, there is no penapis actually. So it's very fast. Within a few seconds, they get into your brain and they sort of alter and bring your body back to balance. doTERRA oils or any essential oils, they cannot add or minus things from your body. They just bring you back to balance. We call that as homeostasis. If you're anxious, they help you to reduce that anxious feelings, to reduce that heart rate, to help you to breathe deeper. Okay, this is how it works. The other way of using essential oil is with a diffuser. Please do not use candle and burner because heat will alter the chemistry of the oils and it can become something else that you do not want, right? So a diffuser always comes in any of the starter kits because all you have to do is fill up water, put 2 to 4 drops for a standard size room, switch it on with a timer and voila. The oils will fill up the environment. You can use it, number 1, for emotions, to support, especially we are still in sort of a pandemic kind of situation still, kan? Everyone is still mostly at home. You want to support emotions. You want to help with joy, happiness, stress. If your children are doing homework, you are doing work from home, you want to support focus, you want to support energy. And of course, at night, you want to wind down, you want to be able to have that deep restorative sleep. So very easy to use. Please do not use your diffuser together with air purifier because your air purifier will clean out your essential oils from the air. So if you're going to use air purifier, please ensure your air purifier is on, it's clean the air well, and then switch off air purifier, start your diffuser. Okay, it will off once the timer is up, it will off. Number 2 is topical application. You're going to be applying it on the skin. With doTERRA oils, you always are encouraged to use a carrier oil. A carrier oil is a heavy molecule oil that catches the essential oil from evaporating, and it draws it into the skin, into your body. This is what you want. You don't want to end up with 1 or 2 drops on your skin and then actually don't know how many percent already evaporate, nothing really went in. Okay, number 2, because they are pure and potent. Example, how potent is it? 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to 20 over cups of peppermint tea. So can you imagine you putting 2 or 3 drops every day at that place? You may end up with an irritation, and that is not something that we want to deal with. So dilution is important. Example, 1 drop of essential oil, 10 drops of carrier oil or more. Apply it at the area that is required. Example, you have a discomfort or an ache. Apply at that area. That's how little you use. You may also need to reapply frequently, especially if you have issues like a cough, a pain, an ache, tummy discomfort. Unlike modern medication where you take 1 tablet 8 hourly, 1 tablet 6 hourly, this one, no, you need to reapply frequently because the oils are natural. They are metabolized by your body really fast, and therefore frequent, consistent application is a must, right? Number 3 is consumption. Consumption is not a must if you do not feel comfortable to consume the essential oil. But frankly, we have all been consuming bits and pieces through the spices that we use in our cooking. And of course, some of us usually we use lemon in our drinks. All these are bits and pieces of essential oil that we are already consuming in our daily food items, right? So if you're going to be consuming essential oil on its own, it needs to be guided, because some essential oils cannot be consumed. Just because they're natural doesn't mean that you can consume. Some memang cannot consume. You need to be guided when you use these oils. So let's look at the first thing that women want: focus and energy without having to drink copious amount of caffeine, load up on sugary items to get that boost when you want to do something. And that, of course, has its whole range of side effects. So we can use oils like peppermint and wild orange. How many of you love peppermint essential oil like I do? It's a daily use for me because that 1 drop, inhale and exhale, just wakes me up really fast. If you wake up early in the morning, Susie, yes, peppermint. And if you're going out in the afternoon or after a heavy lunch, you are tired, use your peppermint, inhale and exhale. You feel the difference almost immediately. If you're going to be using them in a diffuser, these are some of the diffuser blends that I think are really nice. Again, this is very subjective. There is no right and wrong. When you want to combine 2 essential oils, you have seen my list here and you're thinking, does it smell good? Maybe it smells good to Kavita, but I may not like it. Well, what you have to do is just open up the 2 bottles that you have and give it a swirl under your nose. So this way, you are basically combining the essential oils in air to see whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, don't diffuse it lah, right? But these are the combinations that work really well. Rosemary, especially for focus, retention, and energy. You may also want to use this for your children as they are staying home and getting work done and preparing for assessment, right? A bit more on doTERRA peppermint. This is a very versatile oil, I would say, from top to toe. And this one, it's like for tiredness, for aches and discomforts, for fever reduction, with sponging, with any indigestion that happens, diluted application. When you have a bit of nausea, you feel like wanting to throw up, or you feel a bit of dizziness, you can always use peppermint essential oil to alleviate these issues really, really fast and effective. I also want to share about bergamot essential oil. It's not very well known like wild orange, but being in the citrus family, this one helps with difficulty in falling asleep because it has that linalool that lavender has as well, but in a citrus family form, right? So it helps to calm your monkey mind as you go to bed at night, I know a lot of women, a lot of mothers, even as we go to bed at night, we have a whole list of things already there, preparing for tomorrow even. So if you are constantly having that issue, it's very difficult to fall asleep, kan? You just can't. Reducing sadness and having that uplifting kind of aroma. Citrus family oils are always joyful oils. If you want to uplift the joy in your home, to reduce stress, to feel happy, use the citrus oils. They work beautifully, okay? Because of the chemical constituents inside. You can also use this if you have got stress, self-worth or self-confidence. If you do journaling, if you do meditation, you may want to inhale and exhale before you start. This is an oil that helps with self-confidence as well. If you're going to diffuse it, you may want to diffuse. You love citrus more. Love this more. Yeah, bergamot is very, very unique. I find bergamot very unique. Yes, it also reduces the cortisol, the stress hormones, because of the linalool. Yeah, so if you don't like, this is like limau purut, you know, for many of you not sure, it's like limau purut, and bergamot essential oil is edible as well. So some people, they will use it in tea. If they're drinking tea, they may add a drop of bergamot with certain teas, I think. Okay. So for morning time, you may want to support focus and stress by diffusing it with peppermint. For nighttime, you may want to use for winding down and deep sleep with lavender or patchouli. Patchouli is beautiful. I love patchouli. It's musky, grounding kind of oil. And frankincense, of course, the king of oils. This is another one that is versatile and can be used for so many things. Now, the other part of being a mother and being a woman is to always be strong, to have our wellness and immune system intact. So On Guard is the oil that I have been using, frankly, for my son for 8 years now and counting. This is the first oil, On Guard, and the other one is Easy Air. These are the two oils that change our lives forever, I would say. And On Guard is a potent protective blend. I will share more in a little while. The other oils that you can use to support the immune system is oregano, tea tree, frankincense, and lemon, right? So oregano is not just for cooking. It's a very potent immune booster oil, and we use it when we know that something is going to invade us or someone is already not well. We start using this in a very proactive manner. I want to spotlight on Guard because this one is a must-have, if you ask me, in every home. It helps the immune system beautifully, and it contains oils like wild orange, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. All these oils, if you look into the science behind it, they are potent immune supportive oils and going beyond immune supportive oils as well. So it can be used to purify the air, especially now with Chinese New Year coming up. You may be having open house, friends and family coming in to visit, but you also want to stay safe at the same time. You can diffuse it to cleanse the air. You may also want to use this on a consistent, proactive manner, like I have been doing for donkey years now, using it diluted on the sole of the feet and the spine, especially before your children go out to school. And of course, for yourself, if you want, before you go to bed, the last thing before you go to bed, make a roller and apply it on your sole so that you are also equally protected. Okay, I want to share a scientific publication here on Guard. This was done almost now is 11, 12 years ago. The On Guard essential oil versus the influenza virus. And we know that viruses are basically things that try to invade us. We are the host, okay? And it uses us as a host to replicate. And sometimes it kills us, sometimes it doesn't, because it needs to survive. So they found that when they used On Guard essential oil with the influenza, the On Guard essential oil helps to attenuate the virus. Attenuate means it sort of slows down the replication. We are used as a photocopy machine. So it slows down the replication so that your body's soldiers, your white blood cells, your soldiers go in and do the work, kill off the virus. At the end of it, it is not the essential oil that does the work for you. It's supporting your body so that your body can do the work. And therefore, you always need to make sure that the basis of healthcare, that food, that nutrition, that stress, that sleep is intact. When we don't sleep well, the immune system is low. We all know that. Few days you don't sleep well, after that you feel like I'm going to fall sick already. Immune system will be low. When you feel highly stressed, immune system will be low. So these two things you need to really look into as a woman. Okay, these are other two blends that I want to share. Very easy to make. Flu bomb is something like a booster dose, I would call it. When we are not well, just use a 10 ml roller. Use 3 drops of essential oil here, and the rest is your fractionated coconut oil. Fractionated coconut oil is really very comfortable to use because it has no coconut smell, not oily, not greasy. The fatty parts have been removed, so when you apply on your skin, it really is silky smooth and it absorbs beautifully. Okay, so this one is very easy to make. Use it on your sole if you're unwell 3 to 4 hourly. And the next one you will see is an allergy blend. If you are prone to waking up in the morning with a stuffy nose and watery eyes, you may want to use this blend and apply it in a very proactive manner, sometimes hourly or even before bed, to help support yourself. Especially, waking up in the morning with a stuffy nose and watery eye is something my son goes through because he has a sinus issue. I love to use Easy Air at night when he sleeps. I diffuse it as he sleeps and I apply 1 drop diluted on his chest before he goes to bed. And touch wood, it really works beautifully for him. Okay, looking at us as women, how many of you feel like that? Like Zina, when it's the time of the month and your kids and your husband are getting a little bit afraid of you, your colleagues and friends are also getting afraid of you because you're just ready to erupt. So as women, of course, we go through our menstrual cycle, a monthly cycle with ups and downs of the estrogen and progesterone. And again, stress, lack of sleep, the food we eat, the personal care products, all sort of offset this very delicate balance that we have. So to support ourselves in our hormonal issues, doTERRA has a blend called Claricalm. These are all the ingredients you will see inside, and it comes in a 10 ml roller, which is neat. It needs to be pre-diluted further, and the dilution there I've stated is 20 drops or 1 ml in a 10 ml roller, and top up with fractionated coconut oil. This oil, it smells really nice if you ask me. Though I'm not so much of a floral person, they have made it and combined it well with cedarwood and other oils to sort of really balance it well, I will tell you. And of course, all the ingredients here have its own properties when it comes to hormone balancing and stress management. Apply it at the lower abdomen after shower twice a day and at the inner wrist. I would highly recommend you make 2 rollers, one to use at home and one to carry in your bag, because every 2 to 3 hours, I would recommend to apply at the inner wrist or the side of your neck to support stress, your cortisol levels that are spiking up throughout the day. So again, this can be used as a personal perfume with a purpose, because we know most perfumes that we buy are synthetics, and those cause a lot of issues in the long run when we are using them. Okay, so this one is beautiful. The next one is sleep. This one my favorite topic, sleep. Why am I tired all the time? Even though I've slept 10 hours, 11 hours, I sleep at 1 a.m. Kavita, I get up at 12 noon, I'm still tired. Or I sleep at 10 p.m., I get up at 6 a.m., I still feel tired. Well, it's because we are not reaching that deep sleep stage. Deep sleep, of course, in the sleep cycle, there are many stages, and it's in the deep sleep that we actually find our true rest. So how do we attain this deep sleep when we are trying to sleep? Okay, now the few things to remember is to practice good sleep hygiene. Number 1, I would recommend no caffeine of any form or even chocolate afternoon onwards, evening onwards, because a lot of us, we metabolize caffeine differently. So if that bits of caffeine is still circulating in you in the evening, you find that you cannot really attain that deep sleep. It's difficult to fall asleep. What is considered good sleep habits? Number one is that caffeine. Number two is not to bring your phone into your room, not to be or with gadgets at least 1 hour before your bed, not to go to bed with your gadgets. That's another one, because many are used to looking at the phone until pop, the phone fall on the face and then they sleep. That also got, right? So these things will alter the ability to have deep sleep. Number three, try not to drink too much of liquids before you go to bed, because you have to wake up to urinate, okay? So a couple of things to remember also is when your stress levels are consistently high, it's difficult to fall asleep. Even though you are wired, you are tired, you are exhausted, cannot fall asleep fast. How do I fall asleep fast? Within 30 minutes of your head lying down on that pillow, number one. Number two, you only get up once or none throughout that sleeping time. And number three, when you wake up, you feel vibrant, you feel good, you feel energized, like you tidur mati and bangun the next day. How many of you enjoy deep sleep? Please type a Y if you do. How many of you get to bed, sleep 30 minutes after you lay your head on the bed, you're asleep, got to go sleep. Okay, Miss Nan. Yeah, this is good sleep hygiene. Not you, not me. Okay. So we have to work on that. Wake up only once. And yes, Mina, you also have good deep sleep. Okay, half an hour. Within half an hour, no tossing and turning, getting up only once or none, and waking up feeling good. That's excellent, right? So if let's say you are having difficulty, sleep well. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Okay, that's all right. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, still okay. Rather than none at all means you got problem. Because when you don't sleep well, sleep is not just for sleep's sake. It's when your body gets to detoxify, regenerate, do housekeeping, do all the stuff it's supposed to do. And of course, there's also research nowadays that when you don't sleep well, you're also affecting your brain health. Mental stress is there. You are also sabotaging your ability to lose weight. If this year you have the resolution to lose weight, if you're not sleeping well, it's difficult to lose weight because your body will not be able to balance that fat burning hormone and that appetite suppressing hormone. So sleep is a must. When you sleep well, you wake up feeling focused, you feel good, stress level is down, you eat better, you have energy to exercise. Everything falls into place once that part is done. I would say that. And your hormones are balanced. So you see how much we should actually invest in our sleep. But we always think, I sleep less lah, never mind, nothing will happen. But something does happen over a period of time. In the long run, something always happens. So please try to fix it while you can. The oils to diffuse at night. Half an hour, I would say 1 hour before bed, I always like to start my diffuser because it gives my body a signal that, hey, it's time to wind down. Stop doing whatever you're doing. Time to wind down, time to get ready for bed. If you have children, you know there's a routine. You have to brush teeth, drink water, change to pajamas, get into the routine again so that your body knows how it's supposed to fall asleep, right? You can diffuse oils like Easy Air and lavender. This is one of my favorite oils from my son. Frankincense, because it's the king of oils and it has that calming, meditative kind of impact on you. You can combine frankincense with lavender, bergamot with lavender. If you don't like lavender, go for woody oils, balance, bergamot and frankincense, and so on. Anything that calls to you, you find that it calms you down, use it. Everyone is different. Okay, there are some who use lavender and lemon at night. They can sleep. I cannot sleep with lemon. There are some who use wild orange and lavender at night. They have good deep sleep. I cannot. So it really depends on you. Try and see what works. For a standard size room, you just need about 2 drops to 4 drops. And I would highly encourage you every 2 days to rotate the essential oils used. Because you know, our nose will get accustomed to that aroma. It's like every day you park your car near a smelly area. First day, very smelly. Second, third day, fourth day, you find, hey, it's very bearable now. Same thing with essential oils. So to keep your nose fresh, always rotate the oils 2 to 3 days. Don't end up adding more oils, because doTERRA oils, less is more always. If not, you overdose yourself without you knowing. If you find that you cannot smell the oil because you're in the room as you're diffusing, a good way is to just walk out. Walk out of your room, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then you come back in. If you can smell, the oil is there. Do not add more oils. Okay, please remember that. Stress management, this one we all need, because from the time you wake up in the morning until you sleep, a lot of challenges. The to-do list is long, right? So some of the symptoms, you may be saying, hey, I don't have stress lah. I'm okay, what? Look at the symptoms. Some of these symptoms lead to a burnout, chronic fatigue syndrome. These are all medical diagnoses, but this is what ultimately it leads to when you do not manage your stress. Number one, you have aches and pains that you don't usually have. Okay, number two, feeling very tight in the chest. Feel your heart racing, like you're having an anxiety attack. Okay, exhaustion, so terribly tired, but at the same time, you have trouble sleeping. Ironic, huh? Very tired, but cannot fall asleep. This is where you know your cortisol level is already spiking high throughout the day. So it is inhibiting your ability to rest. Headache, dizziness, shaking, high blood pressure. This one we don't want. That means very stressed already. Muscle tension and jaw clenching. Stomach discomforts, digestive discomforts, always having the runs or constipation, bloatedness. Stress affects the gut. The human gut is full of bacteria, and our emotions actually start from the gut, right? So please look into that as well. And of course, when we are highly stressed, premature aging is there, because we are already producing a lot of free radicals. Free radicals are coming from the outside, from the food, from the products, from the sun, from the smoke. And here you are contributing to more free radicals by being stressful. Premature aging, we don't want that. So when it comes to stress management, this is my quick advice. Number one, for women, always carve time out for yourself. I like to start my day early because I have that time for myself to do, I call it my self-care time. Okay, so morning time, I get up early before the household gets up. I have some quiet, peace and quiet. I have time for myself. Number two, make time to exercise. Move your body 5 to 10 minutes a day. Go out for a walk, get some fresh air, get the sunlight. Number three, always use essential oils proactively in a roller. Carry some with you, 3 to 4 hourly, apply it on your wrist. Don't care what else you do, just apply it on your wrist. Get the oils to do the work for you. Because when you consistently use it on yourself, let's say you are very highly stressed, 1-2 weeks of consistent usage, you slowly realize that you feel more balanced, you feel better, you feel good. You find that falling asleep is getting easier. Again, this is not some magic. You sekali sapu, then all your troubles go away. It never works that way. This is why when you take part in proactive wellness, is always the consistency of using it on a daily basis that gives you that result. Even in 2 or 3 days, for most people, they find that I feel better, they tell me. I really feel better, and I never thought I could feel this good. This is what I always get from people after I follow up 2 to 3 days of usage, right? So oils to use, whatever calls to you. Morning, you may want to use peppermint, you may want to use bergamot, you may want to use lavender, you may want to use citrus oils. But a caution here with citrus oils, if you're applying it on your skin, do not get yourself exposed to the sun at least 12 hours because you may end up with a bad burn or a rash. So apply it at areas that the sun cannot reach. Okay, so aches and discomforts, as mothers and as women, we always end up with some discomfort, especially now before Chinese New Year, baking lah, cleaning lah, all these things happening. So you overexert yourself sometimes. So we want to be able to support healing naturally. Of course, for some people, they tell me, I don't need to apply lah. I just take a pill and pop it in lah, easy only. Well, how many pills are you going to pop? And for some people, the ability to pop the tablet is not there because there are other issues like gastric issues, kidney issues, liver issues. So if you have an option, a natural option that can help with healing, takes a bit of time. It doesn't just cover the symptoms for you, but actually helps your body to heal. Why not? So lavender essential oil is one of them. For many of you, you may be wondering or amazed, how can lavender help with aches and discomfort? Well, doTERRA lavender does. It has anti-inflammatory properties. It is not just for stress and sleep. So when you have a mild tension or an ache and discomfort, reach out for lavender, dilute it well and apply at that area. The second one will be peppermint. The third one will be oregano. Oregano is very powerful and it's a hot oil. Therefore, when you want to use oregano on yourself, always do double dilution, meaning instead of 10 drops of carrier oil, you use 20 drops of carrier oil. Apply it at that area. You may smell a bit like pizza, but it helps with the pain really well. For severe aches and discomforts, you can use this. The other one that I always love is the deep blue oil and rub. The rub is my favorite because unlike the common ones you get in the shops, this one you just use a pea size, so little depending on the area that you want to use lah kan. And it gives you that relief for 3 to 4 hours. And for me, my one tube will last me like 7 months, 6, 7 months, even though I use daily to support my lower back issues. So for me, this one is just like tak boleh habis lah. I don't know how many of you love your deep blue rub. Any deep blue rub lovers over here? Adakah tak ada? Right. So the last one, of course, is frankincense, the king of oils. Frankincense is the one, Joe also. Wow, yes, it's really nice. Once you use it, only you go like, wow, got such a thing one. That's how we feel. When you haven't experienced it, it's difficult to imagine what I'm trying to say. Okay, frankincense, the king of oils, it helps to amplify any other oils that you use it with. Okay, for example, you've used peppermint essential oil and you want to add in that extra oomph to drive it in. You can layer a bit of diluted frankincense on top. And of course, to further drive the oils in, use a hot pack or a hot towel, and that would give you longer lasting effect. Now, the last bit I want to share with you is on free radicals. Free radicals, what are free radicals? We hear these free radicals. They are not free. They are thieves. Okay, imagine thieves coming into your home every day and taking out bricks from your wall. Every day, 5 thieves will come. They take out the bricks, take out the bricks. Okay, so sooner or later, you realize your house is going to collapse, right? Because all the bricks, the wall all got lubang already, kan? So that is similar to your cell. The integrity of your cell, if you see on your right, it's no more there. First of all, the free radicals are coming from outside. UV rays, pollution, what we do to ourselves, stress, our poor diet, products that we use at home on our skin, our cleaners. These are all the thieves that come in, okay? So when we allow the thieves to run free, we end up with a lot of issues. Premature aging, you find that you have aches and discomforts, you find that you are not able to focus well, and you find that you just feel really old, okay? Your skin quality will also deteriorate. So when we find that we want to rebuild that layer, that healthy cells that you want, you need to have antioxidants. Now, what are these antioxidants? So many of us know that antioxidants means is something from food, and that is why you cannot run away from nutritious food. But frankly, in this modern lifestyle, to fulfill all the colors that you need, the 5 colors, it can be quite a hassle, and not everyone can do it, okay? So your fruits and vegetables, though they are supposed to be a big part of your daily nutrition to support not just with antioxidants, but with minerals and fiber and all the other things it's supposed to do for your body, sometimes just difficult, kan? And the fact is, 70% of Malaysians do not have that 5 servings of fruit and vegetable daily. Some it's really difficult. We have 2 serving maybe, 3 serving maybe, but 5 serving, susah. Sometimes cannot. And also the amount of antioxidants that you consume depend on how the food is handled. How are you cooking it? Are you cooking it under high heat? Are you able to eat it fresh or not? There's so many factors that come into place. So doTERRA has introduced for the past couple of months two beverages that can help to fill this gap in our daily nutrition. The first one is called doTERRA Sticks AO. They come in a very slim pack, something like your 3-in-1 coffee, but very slim and thin. And this one contains active ingredients that a lot of us are very familiar with: curcumin from turmeric, the root itself, wild blueberry extracts, pomegranate extract from the pomegranate fruit, grape seed extract, the seed of the grape that we always spit out. It has a lot of antioxidants, tomato extract. So conveniently in a sachet, you can consume this on a daily basis in the morning. It is sweetened with stevia, and you can use a glass of water, maybe cold or warm water, not hot water. Just mix it and drink. The flavor is a mangoish kind of flavor. I've tried it and it's very soothing, very easy to drink. There is no fibrous stuff and so on. Now, the second part that a lot of us do not pay attention to until something happens is the liver. The liver is the second largest organ in our body. If you do a yearly liver function test, which is usually in the blood report, you will see a lot of enzymes there. Now, these enzymes, if they are above the norm, that means something is happening. So if you look on the right, there are actually more than 100 overfunctions that the liver does. But for us women, I want to just share with you this part, which is the hormone balancing part. And I know that a lot of women these days are having issues with PCOS, infertility, difficult menopause, xenoestrogens coming in, and also they have got issues with conceiving. Okay, this is due to, we call it estrogen dominance, excess estrogen in the body. Number one, we have it coming from outside, from packaging, from food, from personal care products. And number two, our liver is not able to get rid of this excess estrogen, which it's supposed to do on its own, right? So when we have a lot of excess estrogen in our body, the estrogen progesterone balancing is sudah lari, and you may find a lot of issues from there. So to invest in liver care, number one is, of course, we need to have that enough liquid in a day. Number two, we are using products that are clean and natural. Do not add on the burden that it needs to do every day to clean itself, to do house cleaning. Number three, get enough sleep on time, because when you don't sleep on time, you don't rest, liver cannot do its job efficiently. So all these kerja-kerja yang tertangguh, it causes a lot of chronic issues as we go along, right? So please look into your liver care as well. So for liver care, doTERRA has formulated another beverage called the DX. So this one contains broccoli seed powder. It's not the broccoli, but the sprout of the broccoli, which has sulforaphane. That is the ingredient inside that has got a lot of antioxidant property, and at the same time, it helps to cleanse and detoxify the liver efficiently. Now, both products also have lemon essential oil inside, but it's in a powder form. It's not floating, but it's already incorporated. And they've also got this other tea inside. It's called the vine tea or moyam leaf extract to help your liver detoxify and get rid of whatever trash is supposed to get rid of at night as you go to bed. So this one is meant to be taken at night before you retire, probably in the evening. So if you're looking at fulfilling that gap, that antioxidant gap, you may want to consider adding the doTERRA Sticks AO into your lifestyle, your daily lifestyle, morning after meal, not with coffee and tea, of course, 1 hour or 2 hours after coffee and tea. The second one you see is doTERRA Mix. This is a fiber drink, because when you're not eating enough of your fruits and your vegetables, you do not get sufficient soluble and insoluble fiber. And of course, we know that fiber is important so that we have our bowel movements. If you're looking into weight management, if you want to support that healthy gut bacteria that is supporting our focus, our emotions, our immune system, the fiber needs to come in. Unlike other fiber products in the market that can cause like a gelish kind of texture. This one does not. It's fluid. It's got a lemony apple flavor. Again, it's sugar-free. So you can mix it conveniently in a scoop given. Just mix and drink. You can just leave it at the side and continue drinking as you want. It does not gel up and become gross to drink. Okay. The Terra Sticks AO, morning Terra Sticks, Terra Mix, anytime in between the day, preferably before a meal. And of course, finally is the DX as you go to bed at night, probably in the evening. Right. So I've come to the end of the session today. If you're keen to invite doTERRA into your home this month, doTERRA Malaysia is giving an extra free oil, which is peppermint essential oil. It is the most versatile oil, I will tell you, and therefore you will see in some kits you're getting 2 peppermint essential oil, 15 ml, 250 drops. It will last you a really long time. You will see my first kit with basic oils. All these are 15 ml. The Pebble diffuser there is cute and compact. You can even carry it along when you go for your staycation or holiday or Chinese New Year traveling in your hotel room or staycation room to cleanse the air, to induce good deep sleep, whatever that you require from breathing good stuff, right? The coconut oil is 115 ml. It always comes with the coconut oil because we want to be able to support the correct way of using your oils on your skin. The second set is the starter kit. It has only 5 ml oils, but the peppermint there is 15 ml, right, with the Pebble. And finally, you will see there's a Terra group of products as well. If you're looking into supporting nutrition and at the same time want some of the basic oils to start with. All these prices that you see is inclusive of membership and an additional 5 ringgit for postage, which I have not added in. And of course, when you purchase these sets, you will be guided in our team of users. We have more than 600 users in our team, so that you know how to slowly get used to using your oils for your immediate usages, for any immediate challenges that you have. Now, these are the last 2 sets I want to share with you, the family kit and the home essential kit. Difference is family kit is 5 ml, but they have that deep blue rub there, which is amazing. It's 190 over ringgit a tube, yeah, but it lasts you a long time. In that kit, it's actually free, yeah? I will tell you that. And you get the peppermint essential oil. And on the right, you will see the home essential kit. The difference is 5 ml versus 15 ml, and you see the price difference. The freebies over here, you get a peppermint and bergamot, which is worth 300 ringgit plus. So you're actually paying like only 1,000 ringgit to get this value compared to 800 plus and getting 5 ml only. So this would be a more economic pack to get if you're looking at it as an investment, right? So this is all I have for today. I open now for question and answers. If you'd like to clarify any